Hey yo, what's going down? Okay, so Fearless Cummings here. We are just going to jump right on in, get started, go from there. See you in a minute. What's going down? Welcome to Ask Fearless. I'm your host and life coach, Fearless T. Cummings. Welcome. So tonight, we're just going to kind of jump right in. Tonight, we're going to be talking about um, how to question, change, and rewire your beliefs. And the reason why we're going to be doing this is the last couple days, Saturday and Sunday, we were doing a weekend Q&A with yours truly. And yesterday I was asking people some questions, some really deep philosophical questions. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was kind of troubled by the response I was getting. And it caused me to rethink what we're doing and why we're doing it. So one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to understand where people were going, what they wanted out of life, this and the other, all that good stuff. And what I discovered was we've been doing this now for 39 days straight. All I've done for the last 39 days, for the most part, is train, give all this information out. But the one thing I did not do, and I have to apologize for this, I never once asked. I never once asked. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let's get our stuff going on here. I never once asked anybody, hey, what's going on, Yachty? Hey, Miss Renita, my mad scientist. I never once asked anybody, what can I help you with? What do you need help with? I I think that just like so many content creators in general, we go on and we think, hey, what's going on, Melissa? We go on and we think that we know what's best for people, and we don't even ask. And asking people, what do you want out of life? What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are you hoping for? What do you wish for? If you can have it today, right now, what would those things be? And I was overwhelmed with some of the stuff that people were talking about. And one of those things that we were talking about is what we're going to talk about tonight. And so let me hold on one second. Sorry, let me move my stuff over so we can hold on. Somebody's saying something to me. Jared Bear and them are asking, are we live? Yep. So yeah, sorry about that. Let's kind of jump right in if you don't mind. Hold on. Let me switch this up a little bit. Boom. Boom. So there's going to be a 30 to 90 second delay in what you see in here and all that good stuff. and it's going to be vice versa. So if you say something to me, I may not see it for 90 seconds, 60 seconds on how I respond, whatever. So bear with me whenever you're using a platform like StreamYard, which I'm streaming on 3 or 4 different other platforms. Unfortunately, there's going to be some type of delay. But today is day 39, so let's clap. This is our ritual. We clap for ourselves. We clap for still being here together after 39 days. Welcome, Jerry. Welcome, Jerry. But clap for yourselves, because if you don't clap for you, nobody else will either. I got 4,500 and some odd friends on Facebook. 4,000. And what is it, like 1%, 4% show up every night. 4% of those people show up every night. And I want to say, hey, what's going on, sis? I want to tell you, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Jessica's driving right now, and she says hello. Um, Tonight we're talking about how how to question here. Let me switch that up a little bit. How to question, change, and rewire our beliefs. Now, if you remember, we talked about this before in rewiring our thought process. But talking to you guys last night, I'm like, no, we need to go back and revisit this. And I want to create something a little bit more where I'm not talking to at you. I want to kind of talk with you. One of the things that Miss Renita, our mad scientist, told me was that by the time that you guys have a question, I done talked so much, I've already answered that question. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got you. So for now on, everything that we do, we'll have questions first. Hey, what's going on, Miss Hanya? We have questions first, and then I'll kind of talk about what this is, how it works, and all that stuff. But I want to hear from you first before we actually really get started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fearless Cummings. Welcome to Ask Fearless. I'm your host and life coach. I focus more on reframing than anything else. And reframing basically means my job is I don't change what you think about. I help you change how you think about it. And I'm very good at that. Um, Again, you shouldn't toot your own horn, but toot toot. Now that's my shit, right? It's my jam. Um, Here are some of my certifications. I graduated from the Meta Institute. I hold a multitude of certifications in therapeutic coaching, neurolinguistic programming, master practitioner of NLP, master practitioner of hypnotherapist, as well as master practitioner of humanistic neurolinguistic psychology. I also have, I got a bunch of certifications, okay, a bunch of them. So, with that said, I do come with a warning. If you are easily offended, I would ask that you leave, okay? I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm saying because I know how I am. Once I really start getting into it, I just go. Language, stories, there's nothing off limits for me trying to help you, okay? So, as Jerry And Rebecca will gladly attest because I got some stuff for you. If you don't like what we talk about, you're more than welcome to swipe left. Jerry, why don't we tell the newcomers what they've won? Oh, yes, a whole can of fuck off and kick rocks. Like I said, if you're easily offended, this isn't for you. But if you're willing to put the work in, take some accountability, learn a couple things, pull up a chair, stay a while, and welcome to Ask Fearless. Everything that we talk about, real quick, it's about repetition. Anything that's worth knowing, learning, teaching, or understanding revolves around this one word. So everything that we talk about has been repetitive. Everything. And that's for you to understand that regardless of what you do and why you do it, it's repetitive. Hey, Naomi. Okay. So before we get started, please grab a pen and pad or whatever you need to focus. Snacks, drinks, blanket, book, snuggie, open mind, walkie talkie. I don't know. Just go get it. Come back. Chill. If you need to go piss right quick, go do that. And then hurry back. Okay? Um, Here, hold on. Sorry, let me. So, as a life coach, let me tell you what I do and what I don't do. What I don't do is I'm not here to motivate you because you don't need motivation. Number two, I'm not here to coddle or sugarcoat anything. If you need a kind word, I got your back. But if you need somebody to brown nose you, you got me fucked up. Not doing that. Number three, I can't want your dream, goal, or aspiration more than you. You got to want it more than me. Okay? So my job is to help you to achieve your dreams, goals, aspirations, and even solve some problems. But I can't want the outcome more than you. Okay? Once I want it more than you, I now get to take the credit. I don't want the credit. You take the credit. Number four, I'm not here to fix you because you're not broke, dent, bent, cracked, scuffed, scarred, dinged. Yes, yes. Broken, not at all. Okay? So, what am I here to do? We've been working on this and I'll probably keep working on it even more. But what I am here to do, listen, ask questions, train, and reframe. I didn't put train in there, but that's what this is. Okay? That's what I'm here to do. Okay? Let's move on. Um, as your life coach, I'm going to ask you three questions. What are your dreams, goals, aspirations, and values? Okay. What is your constitution? Constitution is your principles, your ethics, your morals, your rules and regulations that you stand by. And number three, what is your self pledge? What is your mission statement to yourself? Okay. I'm going to ask you those three things. If you don't have them, we should probably work on that before you tell me what your goals are. I don't even want to know what they are if you can't tell me these three things. Okay? Like anything else, please ask me any questions that you want. I'm only here to help. Okay? That's it. I'm here to help you. Okay? That's all. Hold on, let's look at some of these comments here. Okay, for some of you guys who need to come and go, here you go. Here's a cheat sheet on everything that we're going to talk about today. Um, and again, our thing is how to question, change, and rewire your belief structure. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is catching the limited belief. Second is challenging its validity. Number three, identify the root experience or cause. Number four, decide what you want so you can believe something else. Number five, Anchor the new belief emotionally. And number six, rehearse and reinforce the new frame or the new belief. Okay. Some of this may not make any sense, but by the time we're done, you're going to totally understand what I'm talking about. So, before we get started, and for those of you who are brand new to the Axe Fearless experience, can I get a hell yeah? Can I get my hell yeah before we get started? Can I get a hell yeah? Yes, Miss Anya. I will help you tomorrow, dear. Leon, my little brother. What's going down? Leon, wow. You guys see the last name Cummings? It's my little brother Leon. What's up, bro? How's Tennessee treating you, bro? Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I got my hell yes. Thank you. Now let's get started. How to question, change, and rewire beliefs. Okay. I should have put down here written and created by me, but y'all know who did it. Okay. So, first and foremost, before we get started, Rebecca, we did everything in 16 minutes. That's good, yes? I think yesterday was 15, so I think that we're doing better. Okay. Miss Jessica, I think that we're doing a little better. Okay. So, no, step one, we still got our steps. Catch the limiting belief. So, what do I mean by that? What belief is holding me back right now? And I need you guys to answer this so we can actually really work on this stuff. Okay? I told you from now on that yes, I know. Sorry. She said 16 is not better than 15. Sorry. But where I think we're okay is hell, it's up under 30. So we're good. We were talking yesterday about some of those beliefs that you guys have that are holding you back. So today, we're really going to touch on them. We're really going to see what this shit's about. Okay? So, what belief do you have right now that is holding you back? I'm not even talking about what dream, goal, or aspiration that you have. I don't give a shit. I'm asking what's holding you back right now. Okay. I'm still modulating and programming to figure around relationships. Okay, I understand, son. My brother kind of talks like Spock sometimes. Highly intelligent. Thank God I love to read, because otherwise I wouldn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Okay, so after talking to a certain someone, now realizing the power that I have, okay, thank you, Melissa. Okay, Renita, thank you. She says the lack of funds, financial funds, is holding me back. Okay, okay. Rebecca, Jerry, Yachty, where you guys at? And it doesn't even have to be anything big. You can give me something small as shit. I'm okay with that. I just want to know what your stuff is. Okay, Leon, thank you. I just want to know what your stuff. Okay, there we go. Self doubt. Okay, so I'm gonna write these down as we go. So Miss Renita, funds. Okay, 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 Miss Yachty. Yachty, can you be a little bit more specific about? So you know what? Let's say, matter of fact, we may not need to. Just pick one that's at least manageable. One that's a pretty big fear that you have. You don't need to tell me what it is. It helps me because I'm writing it down. So, but I'm going to walk you guys through these. Okay? I'm going to walk you through them. Okay? Melissa, you have, okay, working on certain fears. Confidence. Okay. Jerry, you have doubt, right? Self doubt. Okay? And then Becca, we have confidence. Okay? Got it. Okay. If anybody else wants to add anything, awesome. Um, okay, so Yachty is a fear of learning, or is it like a fear that you don't know certain things? Because those are two different beliefs. Okay. So, but this is one of the beliefs that's holding you back right now, correct? So we have confidence, self-doubt, certain fears, which if you could just you don't have to give me anything definite if you don't want, but if I can at least if we can name it, okay? Because I need to be able to identify it. But if you can identify it, that's all that matters. Renita says funds. Okay. I'm sitting up messing with my nose like I'm doing that Mighty Mouse stuff, right? The tidy whitey. Okay. So that's the first question. So the second thing is identify the old limited belief that's controlling us, right? So you know what, Anya? You're good, sweetie. So confidence, self-doubt, certain fears and funds. Okay, that's a limited belief. Um, okay, let's go to the next one. So, changes validity. Is it is this belief absolutely true or just something that I've accepted without proof? Okay. If you remember one of the things that I said before when we talked about destroying a limited belief was the way that you build it was based on what I call ears. Okay. And I want you guys, um, matter of fact, I'm going to build this right here so you see exactly what I'm talking about. Give me a second. Okay, so hold on, sorry. Okay, this is what I call ears. Right, so I'm gonna make this big as shit so everybody can see it. Your beliefs, for the most part, I'm going to make it big, okay? Your beliefs, for the most part, are based off of this. What I call here's. Take a picture, write this shit down, because we're going to start questioning why we have a lack of funds, the certain fears that we may have, self doubt, and confidence. Okay? We're about to question these. The best way to either tear down a belief or to build a belief is to question it. Most beliefs that we have cannot stand good questioning. Okay? They can't stand it. So, is this belief that you have true? So, Miss Renita, when you say that your limited belief is funds, that you need more money, can you be a little bit more descriptive, kind of for everybody, if that's okay with you, of what you mean by that? Is it that you have a belief about um, earning more money? Do you have a belief that you don't have any money? Or do you have a belief that you need money in order to produce the result that you're looking for? Okay. And again, one of the things that we talk about is that we have to be very specific in what we're talking about. So when we name or identify that belief, you got to know exactly what it is, at least what you think it is. Okay, because a lot of our beliefs, they're they're hiding underneath what you think that the belief is. Okay, it's hiding. Today, hopefully, we're about to expose that shit, so then we can actually do the work. Okay, so if you could tell me what that is, I know that you're already writing, but um, and the rest of you too. Uh, what does that mean to you, Rebecca? That confidence, like you lack, that confidence is a still a struggle. Yes, and kind of what you just said here, Rebecca. Whether you know it or not, that's what boosts your confidence. This is what boosts your confidence by doing the work, by taking responsibility. Remember, because that word responsibility means to do something. That's how you build confidence. It's doing something. We can sit and talk about this shit all day long, but it does not. Okay, that's it doesn't mean shit until there's actually work that's accompanied with those words. Okay, so Miss Renita says, not to get no personal, okay, but I'm straight up struggling out here. That's why I work so hard on so many things trying to make something work. Okay, okay. So so your thing for the most part is that you work on a bunch of different things. Uh, so if that I wouldn't necessarily say that that's necessarily a belief though. So again, I guess the belief would be that you need to have all of these things cooking or all these things going on at one time. I guess that could be a belief within itself, but I can't name it for you, if that makes sense. So, what I would say, from what I'm looking at, um, Yeah, that works too. Um, so not okay. So you say not to get too close, the personal, but I'm struggling. Okay, so struggling could be um a limited belief as well, because when you say struggling, what do you mean? I know what that word means, but let me ask you what that means. And for those of you who are watching this, this is what I would be talking to. A real life coaching session would go a bit like this. If that makes any sense, it would go just like this here. I listen to what you're saying. Okay. Um, like I don't think that anyone else can. Okay. Okay, that's a belief. Okay. Okay, that I can't do it, then I get frustrated, and then I actually can't do things and then prove them right. So I can do hold on. So I can do so I actually can't do things to prove them right. So I can do these things, and I know I can do these things, but I can't show people that I can do the things. So then I am scared to actually officially do them. Okay, so you basically talk yourself right on out of it. Okay, okay, cool. So, okay, so Echo's trying to talk to me. Stop talking. Sorry, I had to tell that thing to shut up. Okay, so Rebecca, yep, sure I do. So yeah, so you talk yourself right up. So okay, give me a second because I got you on that one. So Renita, I struggle to eat, pay bills, extract, etc. Okay, so again, struggle. So when you say use the word struggle, struggle means that you struggle to eat, pay bills, etc. So, but what does that word mean within itself? I know what the effects of struggle is this, but struggling, you can still have money. Are you saying that the things that you're doing right now are not paying off? Because that's something totally different. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna kind of touch on that and then jump back to Rebecca. Okay, so Rebecca, um, so let me ask you, who told you that that you can't do any of this stuff? Has anybody actually told you that, hey, as soon as Mrs. Baker comes around, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about or doing? Did anybody outside of you say that to you? Sorry about that, guys. I'm sitting there writing. And again, this is what I would be doing in an actual session. Instead of dealing with a bunch of people, I would just deal with one, obviously. Okay. And then you say that you get nervous, and then you assume that they think I can't do it, which makes me nervous. And when I'm nervous, I get all frustrated, and then I actually can't do things, and then I end up proving them right. So I guess the question I would ask is, um, okay, so not recently, not exactly, that none of them have said to you that you can do any of this stuff. So, so I guess the question I would ask is, where does the belief that you can't do this come from? Because if they never told you anything like that, then where does that come from? And when you do that chitter chatter in your mind, when you get frustrated, um, is it your voice that you hear saying that you can't do this, or is it somebody else's voice that you hear telling you that you can't do this? Because that's, I mean, I think that that'll kind of maybe help you to kind of determine who's who's doing all the talking in your head. Because sometimes we don't do it all. Sometimes it's somebody else or something else. Okay, hold on. Miss Anya said I have no idea. It's okay, dear. You okay? Okay. Okay. So as we're kind of talking about that, guys, again, I need you guys to remember what builds your belief are your experiences, your assumptions, your references. So remember, references are those things that that's happened before that you could say there's a matter of fact, references would be more like a pattern. Remember, how many times does a pattern need to occur? You guys already know this answer, right? So that's what a reference is. It's nothing more than a series of patterns. So if you say, I've experienced this, cool. How many times have you experienced it? And again, like you said before, Rebecca, that you have these assumptions that people's right. So assumptions are things that you create. This isn't based on somebody else. This is based on that inner chitter chatter that you got going, right? I hope that all you guys give me a hell yeah if you guys are still following me. I hope that this is I hope that this isn't too confusing for you guys. I can multitask what we're doing. No problem. So if you guys have some other stuff, jump in there. And then superstitions are those beliefs that we have that might just kind of come out of nowhere, right? But they're seeded, they're seeped in like myth, mythology, if you will. So like, don't walk up under a don't take an umbrella in the house because it's bad luck. Don't have a black cat because they're bad luck. Don't walk up under a ladder because it's bad luck. Knock on wood when somebody says somebody's name. These are superstitions that we use. Sometimes they're just as like knock on wood, but sometimes you don't even know that you got them. Okay. All right, let's go back up here. So, okay, Renita. She said, I guess struggle isn't the correct word. Let me just say, I don't make enough money to make my financial ends meet, which does include me depending on a sale of something just to eat day by day. Okay, I got you. Renita, we've talked about this before, but let me ask you. Um, hold on, let's go to the next one. Okay, I'm almost thinking like this is so funny. I I almost I almost think that reframing should have been the one that I used today instead of belief because that's literally what we're about to do right now. So if you guys don't mind, I'm about to switch this shit up and we're going to reframing. You guys okay with that? Give me a second. And the reason why we have to go to reframing is very simple. Hold on one second. Let me find it. It's because we have to reframe how you guys are thinking about this. Some of this is based on belief, most of it's based on reframe. Remember, it's not what you think about, it's how you think about it. So, fuck it, we're just gonna go if you guys are okay with that. So, Renita, with you, let me ask you, how many things do you have cooking right now? Tell me the things that you have cooking all together. Answer that question, then I'll ask you a follow up. Renita said, okay, I don't hear. Okay, so, but how do you know that they're an assumption? So let me ask you, Rebecca, where do assumptions come from for you? Well, where does that come from? And how about I ask you, what does an assumption mean to you? Because maybe your definition of assumption and mine are two totally different things. For me, like I said, assumptions come from something that I am predicting. It's something that comes from me based on my opinion of something that's happening outside of me, right? So where do your what's your definition of assumption and where does your assumptions come from? Let's kind of go there. Ms. Yachty, I have a fear of failing. So when I start something new, so for instance, now that I want to apply to okay. Ms. Yachty, we all have so let me ask you, when you say that you have a fear of failing, what does failure mean to you? In order for you to be afraid of it, what does it mean to you? And once you answer that definition, is failing going to kill you? Is it going to harm you in any way? Is it going to take anything away from you if you fail? So is it going to kill you, harm you in any way, or take something away from you? Okay? Answer those three questions and I'll be right back. Hell yeah, because you make me. Okay, awesome. Okay, I appreciate that. Hold on, let me look. Let me look. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, so right now I'm focusing on two things: pie crumbs and my art. Okay, so you're only focused on two things right now. The other things you got going on are just hobbies. Right now, this is what's making money. Yes, Renita, this is what's making money at this moment, right? Your art and pie crumbs, right? Okay, so assumptions are just what I expect. I assume it'll happen. God damn, dear. Yeah, we're gonna switch that out a little bit. I guess because it might have happened before, okay, or something similar happened before, or it seems logical that it would happen that way. Okay. So with all these things happening, might happen, could happen, happened before. Has it happened before? And you're using what happened before to judge what's happening now and what's going to happen in the future? I'll ask that again because it may seem a bit convoluted. Are you assuming what has happened before, Rebecca, Are you assuming what's happened before is going to happen again and also going to happen in the future? Okay, Ms. Jati. Okay, emotionally, that feeling that I failed. Okay, okay. What does that emotionally mean to you then, Yachty? Matter of fact, let me ask you another question. Um, well, while you think about that, what does it mean if you fail? What does it mean if you fail? What does that mean? That emotionally feeling that I failed. What does it mean to fail? What does that do to you as a person if you fail something outside of you? Okay. So she said that a little something. Okay. Okay. So at this present moment in time, Renita, what are you making the most money out of right now? Okay. So Rebecca, so you're saying that this has happened before, blah blah blah. Okay. So is there anything that we can do to change what's going to happen in the future? Can you change anything? Can you say this has happened before? I'm scared that it's going to happen again now, and it's probably going to happen in the future. So unless, my friend, you are a fortune teller, we can't assume that yesterday has anything that's going to happen to today and tomorrow, because you don't control tomorrow, like whatsoever. And you work with kids, which is even crazier. You know what I'm saying? Like you work with kids, so trial and error is your business. If anybody in here is gonna fuck up on something, Rebecca, I would think that it would be with your thing, but not you as a person, but based on what you do is trial and error. Because you have however, let's say you have 25 kids in there, you're gonna fuck it up. That's gonna happen. But it's not personal. Every year, you're gonna fuck up a set. Brand new set. Every day that's gonna happen. That's a part of it. Now again, I'm not knowing exactly like what's happening, but from the onset of messing up, yeah, we were all going to. Yadira, that works for you too. Letting people down, and I've seen that it holds me back from trying new things. I've struggled with this at times. I push myself, and others, I always pause myself and say, maybe later I'll be more ready. But you can't be more ready than you are today. I didn't do what I'm doing right now for 10 years because I said I need to read a new book. I need to read another book. Reading another book is going to get me ready. Doing this is going to get me ready. Talking to this person is going to get me ready. Hiring this person is going to get me ready. You're not ready until you just jump in there and do it. Think about what I just said. You're not ready until you jump in there and do it. Okay, so she said the pies, but we're talking $5 to $10 a day right now. Okay, okay. How much do you make with your art? So you make $5 to $10 a day with that, okay? Mouth. Oh Lord, 25 years, that'd be a nightmare. We have 15 kids, thank God. And last week I told a 5-year-old to cut the crap. So yeah, I guess you're right about the fucking up. Yes, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Listen, y'all put in way for Yachty. I'm gonna say Yachty. I'm also gonna throw you in there, Jessica. Renita. Well, Renita, excluding you, Yachty, Jerry, Becca, Jessica. Y'all expectations are up here. Y'all gotta bring that shit down a bit. Like, god damn, bring that down. Y'all shit is so unrealistic that no wonder why y'all struggling like this. Like, god damn. The art varies. Um, every so many months I take. It's okay. It's 75 to 100. Okay, so you need to sell. How many pies a day do you need to sell to make 70 to $100 in 70 to $150? Is that $5 to $10 per pie? And another question: do you actually have a job to kind of compensate for lost wages, or can you work? Can you even work? So Rebecca, listen. I mean, going back to you for a second, you got 15 kids. You told a 5-year-old, cut the shit. Okay. Again, what can you name a time where you assumed that you had no idea what you were doing? Matter of fact, fuck that. Can you name a time when you were in the class? Matter of fact, can you name 3 times? Not once, 3. Can you name at least 3 times that you've been in the class and because of you, things went off without a hitch? While you were in the class, because of something you did, something you said, something you contributed to, is there something that went off without a hitch? Like that you were like, you know what? I got this. Hang back. I got it. You just told me that today you you taught the whole class, correct? Am I wrong? Am I right? You said that you had the class by yourself. Did you fuck that up today? And going back to you, Yachty, for a second. Yachty, you and I have talked about a lot of this before. One of the things that you and I talked about a lot um, was kind of family stuff. And I think that a lot of your stuff talking to you comes from a lot of deep seated stuff going all the way back there, where you don't want to disappoint certain people. You want to try to keep them as happy as you can. Um, Kind of like that people pleasing shit that we talk about sometimes, right? Today, y'all, again, come on, Rebecca. Would you come on? So, okay, cool. Can you give me 2 more times when things went off without a hitch, where you assumed, matter of fact, fuck assumptions, where you just knew that you had it. You didn't assume anything. You walked in and you commanded it. You knew that you had it. I got this, not a problem. Can you name at least two times that you've been in school um that's happened? I don't let my illness hold me back or defeat me. So I keep on keeping on. Okay. 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 Gotcha. Okay. I didn't see that. Thank you. So when you do little pies and stuff like that, that is actually helping you. That's actually helping you out a little bit. Okay. Okay. I got you. So again, dear, I, I don't think, and again, this is for me, I'm not, fuck that, no, I am the life coach here. Here's the thing. Your issue, from my knowledge, from me looking at this, it's not a thing that um you found a passion that works for you. Talking to you, Renita, you are passionate about a lot of different things. Not just one or two, a bunch of different shit. Okay? A bunch. The biggest thing that I kind of see with you is kind of like we talked about before, the marketing of what it is that you do. So let me ask you another question real fast because it just popped into my head. How many pieces of artwork do you sell per month? Matter of, I don't want you at. I just want you. Matter of fact, don't answer that on here. Just in case the IRS or somebody's listening, send that through. DM me that answer. Text me that answer. Do not put it here because I don't want the IRS or somebody like, you know what? Let me go listen to Ask Fearless today. Then they see your ass on here, and then they like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. You got what going on? Okay, don't answer that on here. Answer that somewhere else. Okay, I was the only one who kept track of the kids on the zoo field trip on Friday. Both teachers and three other parents walked off without the same little girl who needed to cut the crap that day before. She's a handful. No idea how they leave her behind, but she needs eagle eyes. Okay? That's the second time. Give me another time. And these are pretty big. FYI. These are pretty big. And again, so let me ask you, when you give me one more thing, because I'm looking for a pattern. When you give me that next thing, I want you to think about this. When you walked this, when you went to work that day, did you assume anything? Or did you just walk in and do your fucking job? No chitter chatter, no voices, no nothing. Did you walk in and do your job? Okay, so for right now, pies is what makes money. Okay, she said, no, I assume my needs would hurt. and I did my job. That's it. I don't know if you guys get this or not, but there's a direct correlation between the action you take about knowing what the outcome is. Number one, that's number one. The the action you take, okay, the action you take, and how consistent you are with taking it. Okay, I want y'all to think about what I just said. This includes you, Jerry. This includes you, Yachty, as well. Okay, and Jessica. Whatever the end objective is, you have that. The second thing is action and consistency. That's what builds confidence. You're not going to understand what the fuck you're doing when you start anything off. Anything. Do you guys remember when I taught you guys that, again, that I'm always going into it, um, the learning curve. Remember, you go up, go up, and then you drop straight down, right? But you need to drop down because of what? That's where understanding comes in. That's where it comes in. So some of y'all need that shit. It's okay. It's gonna happen. It's okay. It happens. Today, let me explain something that happened to me today. I lost a whole contract today. Right? For advocating for another person. For telling somebody else that they're in the wrong. If you guys remember when I taught you the LV, the EVLN thing, the exit, voice, loyalty, neglect. You remember when I taught you guys that? See, I've been doing that. And because of that, I lost a contract today. But I could sleep. I could sleep at night knowing that I did my job. I said something. I spoke up. I didn't ignore what was happening. And I was given the exit. Thank you. Bye. Fuck off. Okay. I understand. Right? Did that bother me? No. The reason why it didn't bother me is because they made it personal. They made it about me, not the person that we serve. They made it about me, not the person that we serve. Because my 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 performance speaks for itself. I'm good at what I do. Right? I didn't argue. I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna lower my expectations of myself based on because somebody else feels inadequate about their job. I'm not gonna do that. I'd say I love who I am. I love what I represent. But if you guys remember, I also taught you about the one thing that goes along with that, which is consequence. See, speaking up, there's a consequence. Ignoring shit, there's a consequence. And what's the other thing I taught you? To think before you act. I knew what could happen if I said something, but I also know what could happen if I just left it alone. I'm not leaving alone shit. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And we're gonna put it out there. And if I lose that contract, then I lost it. Cool. But I got to still tell you exactly what type of piece of shit you are. You see what I'm saying? So everything that I say to y'all is shit that I actually do. But I'm more I'm more susceptible to doing it now because you going to bed? Okay. Because I have you guys holding me accountable. See, y'all didn't know what happened to me, but I know what happened to me. And I know what happened to me because I fuck with y'all. Do you understand what I'm saying? I let what happened to me happen because I fuck with y'all. Do you guys remember one of those things that I told y'all early on? If y'all don't recall, let me. What does it say right here? Lead by example, even if I'm alone. Even if I'm alone, stay calm and solid in my character. I'm not gonna let them or nobody knock me off of shit. I'm good. Renita, you want to understand a belief that I have? Because if we're talking about beliefs, let me give you one. You say that you are a Christian, correct? I'm not going to say my stuff till I see your answer. Thank you, Jerry. And man, I do my job. And I do a damn good job. And I don't need to apologize for me being who I am and advocating for people. Not going to stop. You didn't do shit. Right? For those of you, I'm so sorry. For those of you just now showing up, my name is Fearless Cummings. I'm a life coach. Um, Today we're talking about beliefs and how to question, change, and rewire our belief structure. And I'm kind of explaining to the group today about what happened. Thank you, Naomi. About what happened to me a little bit, right? So, one of the things that I had to do early on when I was writing out, this is slide 24. So, I'm going to go in and show y'all. See, this is what I love about this. See, I can show y'all my shit. Huh? I can show you. If y'all see over in the corner somewhere, I don't know if I have it on here or another slide, but I had on there, I wanted to make $10,000 a month. I still keep talking about that. Renita, okay, cool. So that means that you have, so can I, let me rephrase this. I shouldn't have even asked if you were a Christian. I'm sorry about that. What I should have asked is, do you have faith? And that, I'm going to assume yes, because I helped you write out your your constitution and your pledge to yourself. So I know that you have faith. I need you to write down on your piece of paper. And here's the thing, I don't need you to write it sometimes. I want you to write this shit every day. Tonight, when you go to bed, when you wake up in the morning, you'll write it again. When you go to bed at night, tomorrow night, every day you wake up, you need to write that shit down twice a day. Get a book, get a whiteboard. I need you to keep writing the same thing. Okay? Money is one of the easiest things to make. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. Money is one of the easiest things to earn. I'm going to say it again. Money is one of the easiest things to earn. It would flow from abundance from me. I added that part. But money is one of the easiest things to earn. You have to consistently keep saying that shit until something fucking shakes. It will fucking shake. You can't be a grown ass woman and believe in Jesus, but you don't believe in you. I cannot accept that. If you believe in him, he believe in you. So you better fucking believe in you. So from now on, that's what you write every fucking day. And here's the thing, even if you don't see it, you don't have to believe it. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. You have you write this shit, you write it, you write it, you write it, you write it. Repetition becomes you. Whatever you focus on is usually what you'll get. If you think that money's hard to come by, that you can barely pay bills, that you can barely do this, that, and the other, you will get exactly what you asked for. Now, one of the things that I didn't say to you that I'm going to go ahead and tell you now was this. That contract that I lost today, I told Anya, I said, Anya, within the next 2 months, we will not be working with this individual. I was just thinking about that today. I told her that multiple times. Anya, sweetheart, do you remember me telling you that? That there was a certain person that we were not going to be working with anymore. Today I got that call that, hey, you're not going to be working with him no more. Okay. Okay. And I had to remember the shit that came out of my mouth. Oh, I did say that. You see what I'm saying? See, here's the thing. You don't have to believe in whatever, but I am telling you, I don't know what God, the universe, uh, the void, Yahweh, Hove, whatever you pray to or think about, whatever comes out of your fucking mouth, whatever your constant thoughts are, you will consistently keep getting it. You remember that? I don't know if you guys know this, but there's an old saying that says, yep, there you go. Like Leon said, there's no truth, just pattern recognition. And I recognize patterns constantly, which you guys do too, because I taught you that. But one of the things that I consistently keep talking about is we have to consistently be careful about what comes out of our mouths. When we talk about accountability, remember I said that you have to be remember that word liable? Liable is what? What comes out of your mouth. So you have to watch what you say with you and everybody else around you. You don't think that's the same thing with your deeds? You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you're going to talk yourself in and out of all kinds of shit. So you need to be very careful about what you say and what you speak about, because that shit will happen. It's going to happen. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to. It's there. It's real. So I could teach you these certain steps. Sorry, let's go back up to 24. Sorry about that. So this thing of where and when, where did that idea come from for you? I would say, Renita, that money was something hard to come by. What about you, Yadi, that disappointing people with something personal with you? What about you, Jerry, with self-doubt, doubting yourself? You were a fireman forever, yes? You save lives for a living when everybody else is running away from the fire. When everybody else is running away towards the fucking trigger, whatever it is, you're running toward it. Come on now. Come on now. 17 fucking years. Come on now. No. Come on now. We're not doing that. Self doubt. Jerry, you could have gotten killed because of self doubt. Am I lying? Self doubt when you're running into a fucking burning place will kill you. Correct? You could have lost your life because of second guessing yourself. That's the reason why y'all have to train constantly. Is it your biggest thing to basically stay calm? And isn't that like the first thing that they teach y'all in firefighting school, training, whatever it is? Stay fuck, and even as an EMT, because I believe that's what you are as well. Stay calm. Isn't that the first fucking thing that y'all learn? To stay calm. Right? Come on, Jerry. No, this ain't you. I don't know what you got going on during the daytime, but bro, it seems that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seems like you are inactive right now. It doesn't seem like you're doing much. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to be saying some shit and be wrong about it. Let me know, because if I'm wrong, no fearless, you're wrong. This is what I got going on throughout the day, right? Miss Renita said, I grew up very poorly, lived in horrible conditions, and as an ill person, no money, no food, no water, no heating, no heat, running water, um, in winter, shit like that. Okay. Okay. So number three, when we're looking at this, when and where from did this belief originate from? It originated from childhood. Didn't I tell y'all early on that this is where our beliefs start? Yes or no, people? Didn't I tell y'all that this is exactly where our beliefs start at? Trauma, drama, how to deal with things. Whether you're calm, whether you're nonchalant about shit, it takes place when we're fucking kids. So then what happens after that? You grow up and then you start having values, right? Everything takes place at the belief level. Modeling, imprint, social. Model imprint is when you're a fucking baby. 0 to like 7. Modeling, 7 to like 14 or some shit like that. Right? Social, 16 to like whenever. So if you start looking at where you're having issues at, that's where you're having them. It's almost like being shot. Okay, somebody's shooting you, and you walk around with this fucking band-aid on, and somebody says, "Hey, what is that?" "Oh, I got shot some years ago. It's all good." Blah 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 blah. But you're still fucking leaking. You're still leaking from some shit that happened to you fucking years ago. When we talk about identifying the root experience, that's what the fuck we're talking about. Understanding where this belief originated and was planted. Not where it shows up today. Today I'm still bleeding from a gunshot wound that happened when I was 5. Oh, what happened when I was fucking 15? Oh, what happened when I was in my early fucking teens or late teens? Y'all see what I'm saying here? So, Renita, if you talk about when you grew up poorly, okay, and so that's a belief that you have that, well, things are always going to be this way. The fuck it is. No, it's not. Perverts get rich. Perverts get rich. Murderers get rich. Rapists get rich. You name any vile person in society and they get rich. It's not a thing of luck. It's a thing of figuring some shit out, supply and demand, and put it out there. That's it. That's where we start writing. I will attract, I will earn. Money comes easy. It comes easy. Right? So when you look at the belief that you have then versus the belief that you have right now, how do they compute? How do we go from that belief that you had when you were a kid to the belief that you have when you were a grown ass woman? Still battling that trauma. You see what I'm saying? Come on now. I met you, Renita. Whether you got it, whether you see it or not, I saw the fire in your ass when I saw you. You think I fuck with people just because? Jessica will be quick to tell you, I cut people smooth the fuck off. Constantly. No problem. When I tell you I don't give a fuck, I don't. When I was talking to Melissa today, I told her, as a life coach, I had to figure this shit out on my fucking own. I got the skill set and I still ended up fucking homeless in a car with my fucking child. So I didn't have a me when I had to build this shit out. I didn't have a me. Y'all got me. I'm a ride or die for you motherfuckers. That's how we rock this. But like I told you, I cannot hold this for you. I can't hold it for you. I will give you the tools, techniques, and a fucking shoulder to cry on for it. I can do that. But I can't carry it for you. This is yours. Because when you put that work in, you get the fucking benefits from it. Do you not? Sorry, Jerry. Trauma is the root of my issues. A major apartment a major apartment fire where the kids under fireworks. Okay? Did this happen when you were a child, Jerry, that made you become a firefighter? When you say smooth, Jessica, what are we talking about, honey? Yeah? Okay. And that's what's up, honey. I mean, you may not let them see you sweat, and that's cool. But my dear, the one thing that I teach my son is keep your fucking hand up. You know? Keep your hand up. Ask for help. Ain't nothing wrong with that. See, in here, This is a safe place. I need you to sweat. Bring it to the table so we can deal with it. We're doing this right now, um, Renita, because of what you told me. Why you think we have more questions now than we did before? This is why, honey. Because of you. You have such an impact. Okay? You have such an impact on people. Yeah, I'll cut people off quickly. So Jerry said, no, I was a firefighter. I was the guy that found all three kids. Wow. So is that why you retired, Jerry? And another thing, Jerry Bear, um, I can only imagine. Is there some type of survivor's guilt? Not guilt, but I don't know what that would be. Kind of like an AA, but for you know what I'm saying? Like Jerry, like I don't understand. Is there a type of group for something like that? Because that seems like a lot to to hold. Okay, no politics. Okay, I understand that. But Jerry, you got a lot seeing something like that. Um, brother, that'll fuck anybody up. Anybody. Um, but I'm not understanding where your self doubt comes from, especially when you know that had nothing to do with you. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that event and your belief um don't coincide with each other. I don't know what EDMR is. EMD, yeah. I don't. Yeah, could you tell me what that is? I have no idea what that is. Oh yeah, yeah, Jerry. But you said back then you just buried your emotions. No, I get that. But so I mean, so I'm thinking, Jerry. You're right, Naomi. You know, I mean, Jerry, that's almost like asking because you've shown up to the house a little earlier. You know, that's almost like asking, you know, if you didn't eat breakfast that morning because you've seen that. That's not fair for you to ask that question. You know, that's not fair because I wasn't there, but I'm pretty sure that there were other people there right along with you that probably wouldn't ask that question because of that's not on them. Like your job is to take that but do better the next time, right? And you can think about it. Think about the people that you have saved. I'm pretty sure that the people that you've saved is countless. It's endless. And I'm sure that you're only thinking about the ones that you couldn't. And I do think there's some type of survival survivor's remorse or guilt. Jerry, I really think that if you can't find a class on that, maybe that's something that you should be offering. Or at least heading up. You've been there, you've done that. You know? He said, I've had I've had the joy of delivering multiple babies. That's all I'm saying, buddy. So yeah, I know that you're going to feel that particular one, that loss. Shit, I still, out of all the people that I've helped, and again, our careers, our jobs are nowhere near alike. But I still think about the people that didn't want to have shit to do with me. Matter of fact, you remember Mandrill? I know you remember Mandrill. That dude hated my guts no matter what I did. I would bend over backwards to help that man just so he can spit in my face about it. But think about all the other people that I've helped along the way, but I couldn't help him. Another guy named Raymond, same way, he hated my guts. Couldn't help him either, right? But those are the two people that I think about constantly. But what about the 30, 40, 50 other people that I helped go independent, that I helped stop smoking, that I helped change their lives around, right? One person's married, kids, all that shit because of me helping him. But the two people that I think about are the people that I couldn't help. You see what I'm saying? So, Jerry, you're going to get that in any fucking field. Any. Yours, I think, is a little bit more visceral because it's life and death. It's life and death. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. So, again, one of the things that we also need to do, and we're going to have to kind of wrap this up a little bit, is we have to anchor in what we want next, right? What we want next. Why is this shit important? Why should we be talking about this? Why do we need to know what it is that we want, what it is that we want to believe next, so that we can actually operate from there? I'm not going to move on until we work some of this shit out. So when we talk about um, identifying, we've already identified, okay? We all know for the most part where these things come from, right? Now we can probably figure it out a little bit more of like how old we were when somebody said that thing to us, how old were when we first figured out such and such. I don't know my little brother's still here, but when we were children, my our mom used to be very abusive. You know, she kicked me out of the house when I was shit, I think 15, 16 years old because she went to whoop my brother and I told her, don't put your hands on him. You can talk to him. That violent shit, we not doing all that no more. So when I tell y'all that I was in foster care from for on and off from 7 until I was 19 fucking years old, raised by the state. My little brother was the love of my life. Like he was what my son is. I love my brother. He'll tell you that. But yes, sir, I will. Decide what you want to believe. Um, but until I got to figure out who I was on the inside and 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 what I needed to believe, the type of man I wanted to become, I wasn't gonna become that until I ripped that fucking that 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 wound off of that gunshot wound and start clearing shit out. Now here's the thing. That bullet is still in me, metaphorically speaking. Okay? Still there. That wound that you have is still there. Nothing you do is going to get rid of it. Nothing. You can clean it out. You can do what you need to do. But every relationship that I have, romantic, business, platonic, I'm going to carry around those wounds. When I walk through a metal detector, guess what? It's going to go off. When I'm tested in life, it's going to go off. How do we handle it? We have to, first and foremost, I know where it comes from. So when I'm dealing with people, I can let a person know, hey, I'm dealing with some shit. Hopefully, it doesn't ruin our relationship, but I feel that you need to know it. I feel like you need to know. Okay? So when I'm talking about this shit, this ain't some shit that that just sounds good. No, I had to fucking live this. And like I said, I didn't have a me to help me. I had to figure my shit out on my fucking own. I had to use these trainings that I'm teaching y'all to figure it the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I am not the best father in the fucking world. I may not be, but that's my objective. My goal is to be the best father that I can be. Period. With the fucking wounds that I got. Because it's because of the shit I went through as a fucking child, as a kid, as a teen, as an early adult that made me the father that I am today. That's what made me me. The shit that I had to fucking go through alone. Alone. Right? So we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow because I'm not gonna be moving on no more. Okay? I I know this shit like the back of my fucking hand. I should have been doing this with y'all when we started. And for that I apologize. But I'm gonna get it right now. So before we start moving on, before we move forward, we are going to work our shit out. Can I get a hell yeah? Jerry said, what are the 5 steps? I didn't go into this five to fifth step, Jerry. But I'll still touch on it anyway. Anchor the new belief. Like I said, we're going to talk about this again tomorrow. We are going to, um, we're going to rehash what we talked about, and then we're going to finish up tomorrow. I'm not going to move on anymore until we all move on together. That is my fucking promise to y'all. We do not move on until we move on together. Can I get an I? Did you agree? Here, I'll go first. I. We do not move on until we move on together. And like I said, I apologize for just Like I said, man, it's kind of bum rushing this shit. I want to give it to you so much that I forgot that y'all not where I am. I gotta I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I gotta get a fucking wheelbarrow and put y'all in so we can go together. I'm here to help and I wasn't helping. So we're gonna do the fucking work from now on. Okay, guys. I kept you longer than I expected. I'm sorry. Um, Tomorrow we're just gonna get started. Um, yeah. So tonight, have a good night. I want you to sleep well. I want you to dream big. Because tomorrow we're gonna do some work. Okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow.